Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Enriched Lives, where you're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. That's right. You're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. You are somebody, my friends. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough. You are. This program, we focus on the fact that God didn't make any junk when He made you. God made somebody. You are somebody. And by the way, if today is the day that you're right up on the planet, let me say this to you. Happy birthday to you. That's right. Happy birthday to you. Why? Because you are somebody. Endless Life. This program is all about you. It's not about anybody else but you. Because when you get better, things in your life get better. When you get better, your surroundings get better. When you get better, your environment gets better. Everything's predicated upon you. We like to build our discussion on biblical principles and scriptures, so therefore, today is no different. We have another fantastic topic for discussion. And that, my friends, is time. That's right, time will be the topic that we will be discussing today, time. And the scripture that we're going to be using, that we'll build our discussion upon, comes out of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, and the 1st verse. Ecclesiastes 3:1, and it reads as thus: To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. To everything there's a season and a time. There is a time for everything. It's time for you to get up and move on, my friend. It's time for you to do better. There's a time. Time. But what is time? What is time? People really don't know. It's just that part between eternity to tell you the truth. But we like to use a little definition. We look to the dictionary to bring up a definition. It's the existence of the known universe and earthly duration as distinguished from eternity. The existence of the known universe and its earthly duration as the existence from eternity. In other words, you remember those nursery rhymes they would tell you, once upon a time, they say, oh, we go back in time. Now, time here has three areas that we look at time in. We have the past, the present, and the future. That's how we kind of look at time from that standpoint. And the Bible says that time, there are two great lights, one to rule by day and the other to rule by night. The sun to rule by day and the moon to rule by night. We also took our time off these two great lights. We call that solar timing and also lunar timing. Have you not noticed that every time they say there's a full moon, when people come out there, all kind of crazy things be happening during a full moon sometimes. They say. It's very interesting because there are certain times that when the moon is out, that you can dig a hole and put the dirt back in, and it won't be enough. And then at a certain time, you can dig that same hole and put the dirt back in, and it will be overflowing. And so there are so many things that are very intriguing about this thing in time. You and I as individuals in time, like the scripture says, there's a time to be born, there's a time to die. There's a time to war, and there's a time for peace. That's a time for everything in your life. There's going to be times for you to become a better individual. There are times for you to develop into the person that you want to be. So let's look at the three divisions of time. Past. Now, you can get into a confused state when you try to hold on to the things that happened into the past. And you want to bring those things up into the present, and you sacrifice the present. You can't enjoy the present. Why? Because you're holding on to the past. Well, she done me wrong. He done me wrong, and I want this here. And so you sacrifice the present. You can't enjoy the present because you entrapped into the past. You hold on to the past. There's a saying that says an individual can't get out of prison if he or she doesn't know that they're in prison. Some of us have established our own self-made prisons by holding on to things that are regretful and hurtful, and we still hold on to them. But that happened in the past. Therefore, you sacrifice the present. And God knows you don't even know what the future is going to bring because you just sacrifice everything, holding on to the past. Time, how we use our time, tells a great deal about our values, what we value. What is it that you value? Well, it shows up in time. It shows up in time. The individual that goes to med school, the individual that becomes an attorney, the individual that's an architect, the individual that becomes a businessman, all these start from a point is that there's a point in time that they decided to go into this particular field. They decided to use their time for study, and they would reap rewards later on. There's instant gratification, and then there's gratification later on. Now, these individuals that when they were out studying, you were out partying, having a good time and everything, and they were studying, so okay, now you got to come to them. Why? Because they use their time differently. How you use your time tells a great deal about your values. It does. It does. Now, it is imperative that we understand how important time is. You can't get back time. He said, well, he was wasting his time. You can't waste time. We can use it. We can use time wrongly, shall we say, as we're here, but we can't waste time. You can't take time and put it in a glass and pour it out like water. You can't do that. So that's a false saying when you hear individuals saying, well, they're wasting their time. No, you're not wasting time. You're doing something that's not going to be productive. You're not producing anything. You're being invaluable. You're not producing. You're not doing anything. It's idly. You know, as the saying said, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So how you use your time is going to tell a great deal about you. How you take care of yourself, how you deal with things, it tells a great. It's revealed in time. I seen an individual, and I didn't know that person was that type of person. That they got angry and they were really vile and really tough. So, oh, I didn't think that she had that in her. I didn't know he was like that. Well, okay, yeah, it was revealed in time. See, time's going to reveal what's inside of you, my friend. It doesn't make any difference who you are. Time will reveal that particular situation. So how we use our time determines on our values, what we value. See, there's an individual that if you desire the best in things, you're not going to use your time hanging around people that don't desire the best. They call that association brings on what? Assimilation. So it is imperative that you know how to what? Use your time and do what? Use it wisely. See, that everything that we want is going to be in time. It's going to be in time. So we're going to take this time to use it wisely, or we can use it foolishly. Now, if you use your time foolishly, you're going to sow. There's a law called sowing and reaping. You're going to sow misery and pain. That's what you're going to do. You're going to sow misery and pain. I've seen individuals, they would just they would use their time foolishly and follow on down the road. They've got all kinds of diseases and stuff, and they're ill and everything. Why? Because they didn't use their time wisely. See, now, when you say no to a person, don't just say no from the standpoint of saying, no, I don't want to do it. No, say no from an enlightened point of view. Meaning what? You understand the consequence. You know what is involved. You're not just saying no to be rude or something of that nature, but you're saying no, you come from a position of enlightenment. You know that if I get involved with this, it's going to produce pain and misery to me. Therefore, I say, what? No to it. See, knowing the value of how important it is to have knowledge and to use it wisely is going to be very instrumental and beneficial to you in time. Individuals that use their time wisely, well, they enter into happiness. They sow happiness. They sow joy. They're glad that they did that. See, you use your time foolishly, you're going to sow pain, misery, regret. See, it's all in time. And no individual is given more time than others. I need more time. No, you don't need more time. You need to have more wisdom on how to utilize your time properly. See, how we use our time tells a great deal about who we are, what we value. Time is very important. I heard people say, well, you know, we live in some mean time. We live in mean. Time is not mean, my friend. Time hasn't changed. It still gets hot. It still gets cold. Time is time. But it's the substance of men's heart that you're dealing with, the activities that individuals that are in their hearts. That's what you're dealing with. The times are still the same. It still gets cold. It still gets hot. That hasn't changed. Time goes on. See, but the point is, what are you going to do with the time that you have allotted to you? See, are you being productive? Are you being grateful? Are you being thankful? Are you being dogmatic, judgmental, criticizing? That's all in time. It's up to you. And what you're going to do is you're sowing either misery and pain or joy and gladness. It's all predicated in time. Now, we have this ability, while we have the time, to set time out to use it wisely. When I say wisely, I mean what? I'm going to be glad that I've done what I need to do. I'm going to be glad that I didn't procrastinate and put things off that I need to do. See, that's all in time. So time doesn't make any special things for me. There's no difference between a rich man and a poor man, a wise man and an ignorant. It's all on how they use their time and what they value. That's what it is. So what you value is going to be determined by, in time, what you really are going to gravitate to. Time is imperative that you learn that it is so important. So you don't know when you're going to exit out of this particular realm and go into the next one. We don't know that. So each day you ought to be be thankful. Say, hey, did I bless someone today? Did I give thanks to God for this day? Did I really treat someone right? Or did I condemn and criticize and judge people? See, it's all in time. It's all in time. So it becomes imperative that we learn how important what time is. You, my friend, use your time wisely, and you will reap good things. Use it foolishly, and you'll reap bad things. Time, there's no difference. It doesn't make any difference who you are. There's no difference. Time is there for you. Until next time, my friend, until next time, and the good Lord bless you. May love, joy, peace, and happiness forever be with you as you walk upon this good earth that God has given us. And remember, my friend, be valuable. Take this time to use your time what? Wisely, and reap the good results of using your time wisely. You be blessed. And we thank you for tuning in and tell someone else about this. Give us a thumbs up on this. Until next time, you be blessed.